Jeez. I'm running out of ideas.
All right, ready?
Yeah.
Welcome to What's Here Now, Kid?
Where we take the wise and often wild and wacky wisdom of children and apply it to our overly complicated adult lives.
Hey guys, Joe and Kathryn here from What's Here Now, Kid. Towards the end of the year, we love to go back and reflect on what's come to us through the year, and Joe and I decided to do that with our podcast. So we've gone back over our episodes and we found our most fun reels, including some bloopers. And we're going a little bit inside. We're going to be a little reflective about what we've learned this year through doing the podcast and through connecting to you guys. So we encourage you to do the same, to go inside, do a little reflection. And at the end, we hope that brings more connection to your life here through the holidays.
Yeah, and I just want to add that while that sounds really important and intentional, and it is, we also want it to be fun and not so serious, and that not everything has to be this grave, all right? So at the end of the day, it's just not that important. So whatever you think is happening now, 10 minutes from now, it will be definitely different. So stay tuned, check out these different highlights.
And enjoy it.
Yeah, and enjoy it. And we've got some cool stuff at the end too. So, all right.
So this was super fun to go back and listen to because it reminded me, I had forgotten I had done my evidence of success log. This clip here is about journaling, and it's about how to set yourself up for success, how to really point your brain towards joy and laughter and fun, which is all what it's all about, instead of focusing on things we don't want more of.
Yeah, and for me, there was a couple of reasons why this was selected. One, it was early in our podcast, history, and it was one that specifically I did personally after hearing Kathryn talk about it, and it was so cool that I started using it with my clients too. So, anyway, there's a lot of sentiment around this one.
Enjoy.
There's one other piece to it that I do that's fascinating. And I call it my evidence of success log.
That's cool. Because
it's pointing the brain. The brain is going to look where we point it, where we shed light, right? And I want to tell it. So my only measure of success during this period, and it was a 2-week period I set up, was joy and laughter. How much joy and laughter can I bring to the room? And so in the morning and at night, after I set my intentions, I write, where have I brought joy and laughter? It wasn't how much money did I bring in, anything about what a great parent I was or anything like that. It was joy and laughter. Mm-hmm. And I hate to fail. So what did it do? It pointed me all day to different areas where I could find joy and laughter. So now my brain is organized towards looking for opportunities to bring more lightness to the world.
Okay, so this is an interesting one. We're talking about the authentic expression of you. And Kathryn, I don't remember if you remember this one. Again, another early episode for us. And for me, what was showing up was how we just have these opportunities in life to have just an amazing experience with all that's around us. And we complicate it by thinking too far out in front, or what is happening to us, or what could happen to us, or I'm focused on the outcome instead of what's here, or what's here now, kid, right?
About enjoying the process. And what I love about this one is it points directly to fun, enjoying the moment, instead to disconnect from the outcome and just enjoy where you are. This moment will never happen again.
Take a listen.
And it can be anything else. The golfer who doesn't enjoy the day if he doesn't shoot 80.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
On this amazing, beautiful golf course, beautiful backdrop.
With friends. For 5 hours or 4 hours plus an hour of drinking.
And leaves frustrated because they haven't gotten the score.
Right.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
I mean, I hate that for them, but I love what you're pointing to. Mm-hmm. Right?
Right. And so the challenge there is that, we've somehow decided that there's got to be all this work effort around it, when it could be that the thing that really lights us up, that's important, is the thing that, we're overlooking in an effort to put workman-like activity around it. Does that make sense?
It does. I mean, what's coming to me is how I work with the entrepreneurs I work with, which is showing them just that. It can be fun. And in fact, not only can it be fun, it's going to work a lot better when it is. Because somehow, and I don't quite know how to describe it, but you're tapping into an energy that's full of abundance and creativity and flow and ease. The best ideas come. You don't have to try everything out on the planet because you know the one that's going to work. You just naturally know because you're tapped into that flow. You know, it's called all different chi. You know, it's called all different kinds of things throughout all different kinds of.
Right.
This is a really great one. This one, I love where we're talking about pointing to on this one and talking about, you know, specifically the gold that's in each present moment and how we're always looking forward to the next thing, to the next thing, to the next thing, when really the pot of gold is sitting right here in our laps all the time.
Yeah, and for me, there's a little bit of nostalgia here because this particular guest is a child of a dear and close longtime friend of mine. So it always makes me smile when I think about this particular episode. And also the bit about, you know, how as adults we try to glom all these filters on ourselves and, you know, create challenge where there shouldn't be. So for me, that's where it all showed up.
I love it.
You know, how much of a good thing do you need?
Right.
Am I collecting mermaid tails? Do I need them all nailed to the wall, or is one enough? And I get my cool journey out of the one.
Well, and also too, it's like we can do this. Oh, then that must be we can do that better. Or like you say, I have one, but two means it's better.
But that's adult stuff,
exactly
right? You know,
Yep.
I'm already asking her for a PR.
Right. I have $100, so that means 200 would be better. I don't even know what I'm going to do with 100, you know?
Right.
And it's enough, but we're constantly, I think that's why we developed this podcast. We're constantly thinking ahead, forward, and missing the gold that's right here, now.
Yeah.
All right. So in this particular highlight, we give a challenge, and that's something that's in every show. And so we challenge people either with an awareness or a takeaway, something that we want them to bring forth and practice. And so in this case, we're talking about practicing just what excites you. And Kathryn brought up something really cool at the end that I thought really simplified it.
I really love the part about what jazzes you up. Like, how cool to go through life and get excited about what you're excited about and do that. So I would say let's add another challenge right here. Look today where you love what you love about life, what jazzes you up, and go do that.
Yeah, take this challenge with you.
I'm jumping in here. Yes. What is it that you be curious about yourself?
What jazzes you up?
What jazzes you up?
Yep.
And then live with it. Not live with it. Reacquaint yourself with it.
Be in life with it.
Yeah. That's it. That's it. And we all have those things. And hopefully this conversation, if you're listening to it, has jogged your memory about that thing you are passionate about that's not work related.
Or could be.
Maybe. But
a lot of people
let's challenge them to get outside what they do every day.
Maybe, yeah.
Is what I'm saying, right?
Yeah.
So leave work. I mean, yeah, you can be passionate about work, but is work dictating life or is life dictating work, right? So I would challenge you to get out of the work life, get out of the everyday journey in that sense. What is the thing that always lights you up?
Yeah.
You know?
And for me, I say be where you are.
Okay.
This is the saying of find joy in the ordinary. It's,
yeah.
You know, be where you are. I think as humans, it's sometimes, I know for myself, I'm always out there. What's the next thing? What's the next thing? What's the next, where am I headed? It's like, just be where you are. Experience life.
Yeah.
And find the joy in that.
Okay.
And maybe some combination thereof,
This one I love because it's how to be, I'm noticing a common theme shaping up here, which is how to be present in the moment. And this one is really about slowing down and doing one thing at a time. Be present in your life, and all of the things still get done. They just get done with ease.
Yeah, and we talk about this a lot, and presence plays a big role in kind of an overarching theme in and throughout many episodes for those of us who listen to this all the time. Look, at the end of the day, if you're leaning too far forward, right, through that windshield, looking too far out in front, you're going to create all kinds of needless anxiety and stress and burn tons of energy that you can just be using when you're here and now. And so I think, Kathryn, you bring up some great points here and great perspective in this particular highlight, and that's why we selected it. So take a listen.
It's bridging the gap between being unsure and confidence, right? And it's really unsure of ourselves. It's not even unsure of the content. I've just been thinking in a work perspective, you're going in, you're giving a
this
presentation,
is a work thing,
right?
Yeah.
I think it exists in life too, but it's sort of an easier analogy of saying, I know all my stuff. I know what I need to do, but for some reason, I'm feeling nervous or anxious or, unsure. Your millennial to the older person is a classic example. And how do you bridge that gap? No, you're not coming up with content that you don't know to be true. You just need to step into who you are and be confident.
Yeah. And so what's the worst that can happen? Someone calls you out on it?
And then from there, that's what I love about it is because you're mirroring the authenticity piece. So let's say that happens. You're absolutely right. I probably came across as a little bit, lack of confidence, but I'm just doing the best I can.
And how about this one? Yeah. And what if it is true? What if this is true? What if this vision is real?
Yeah.
Right? Now you've got the person that you're connecting to going, well, yeah.
Yeah.
Right. And now we're creating a neutral zone to, exchange at that point. There's an opportunity to say, well, this kid maybe really does know what he's talking about. I don't care about his or her age. I'm interested in this idea.
And I just see how little, after he says all this, there's little strife. There's no strife about him trying to work this out. And, oh gosh, what did I say? And oh my goodness, did I say it right? And any of that.
Right. Yeah.
So I'm just looking for always the easier kind of way through. So I'm just thinking, connect with your self-confidence, have the self-belief that probably 99% of the room already has in you. Put you in the front of the room, right?
Yeah, you got there for a reason.
Right. And then, get some self-talk that really works into that and let it go.
Yeah. So, and I'm going to say what I said earlier as my thing to take away here. Act as if, right?
I like it.
Yeah. Act as if.
Yeah. And I think find believe in yourself today, whatever it takes. Have the confidence, believe in yourself. You do have what it takes.
Okay, so this is the last of the highlights, or the actual episode highlights, and it brings us full circle, Kathryn, right from where we started our highlight reel.
It does.
And it is. It's about, is it have to be so important all the time?
And no, it doesn't. It's really not that fucking important.
We make it so difficult at every bit. We want you to be reflective. We also want you to sort of not be. So
it is what it is. It's fine. Everything's going to be okay. Everything passes.
It does. All right, check this one out. It's got a built-in blooper. I can't resist it. So jump in on this one, and we'll see you shortly for the bloopers.
Our whole goal in this podcast is taking the innocent wisdom of children and applying it to our overly complicated adult lives. And I think Anna stepped in with the perfect thing to play.
And it was very economical. That's it. I'm not going to explain playing.
Well, let's say it, because honestly, we try and make it complicated. What about play? What about that? It really is just play.
Who's out there not playing?
Right?
Who's out there not playing? And Kathryn, it's not just about the physicality of, going and getting in a golf game or a tennis match or whatever, riding your bike. What about playing with each other? Like, we say this in coaching, like, who's here to play, right? Who's going to come in, show up candid and authentic and connect? Yep.
Yeah, two things came to mind. I was thinking about playing in our everyday life. How do you play for work? And then the other thing I thought of was, what about how do you play with life? What if everything just weren't that fucking important? Oops.
Will that go blooper?
Right? But really, what if everything just wasn't that important?
Yeah.
And life was here for us to explore and to expand and to grow. And every challenge that we were facing, what if that were just brought into our life for us to expand and to learn something from it?
So, Joe, this is probably my favorite part of every episode of everything that we've done. I love this because it is the physical manifestation of what we are all about. Get out there, have some fun, let it all rip, bloopers show up, and then you get to use it as content. You don't have to be perfect. You can say cuss words like me. You can just, that's when life gets fun, when it just goes off the rails and goes off script.
Yeah, and I just want to say that you were always the first one to drop the F-bomb. I mean, I don't think yeah. So,
and I held back.
Yeah, we had you in check. You had the shock collar on you. And the kids, there's some really good stuff here from some of the kids too that just made us laugh like crazy. And so we couldn't get them all in. We selected a few for you that we thought were kind of cute or funny, or just got to see what it's like when you're building out a podcast and what you run into. It's totally unexpected. And again, it's part of the underlying theme of this show, right? Dealing in the present. And boy, if bloopers aren't present, I don't know what is.
We hope they make you laugh as much as they've made us laugh.
Absolutely. Check these out.
See how it goes?
Yep. Hey, welcome to another episode of What's Here Now, Kid?
Where we take the wild and off. See, I fucked it up.
Let's use that one. That's the one I want to use. That's perfect. So, what's here now, kid?
What? Wait, what?
So the he says the rides, I think, right?
I didn't hear that. I just heard him say, a festival is here. Now. I'm just giving you bloopers all over the place.
Hold on. The rides?
What's your favorite thing?
What in the hell are we going to pull out of this one? A festival?
My favorite thing of all time is animals. Like, I would probably sacrifice myself for animals.
I can't believe you said
All
that.
right. Thank you.
Troy's like, I'm out.
That was exactly what was happening right there.
I don't need to know anything else.
God, yeah. When he said sacrifice, I was like, is the car show over? I am out of here.
I just see like blood dripping down an altar, like, okay, no, thank you.
Freddy Krueger hand comes up, right? Swing! Now I know why his parents are going, hey, you're more than happy to have him for a while. Like, ever. Right?
But you may want to put away your animals.
Right. I would sacrifice. Oh my God in heaven.
Okay, so let's just have a quick. What are we?
So there's two possibilities.
Are we
there.
Starting, or are we going to just?
I don't know yet because I'm still trying to recover from the night terrors I had after listening to this the first time. Oh my God. Oh.
Suddenly, I clutch my cat to my chest. Like, where is this child?
Holy cow. There is just so much to unpack there. Well, I'm going to do in the next episode one right now. Can you cut this?
For what?
For this episode.
But don't we do it afterwards? You don't even know what's in the episode.
No, in this episode.
Okay.
Do we? No, you want to wait till we record it? Yeah, okay.
I think so, because sometimes the nugget comes out.
That's true.
But if you want to do it, go for it. I mean, we know it's fun and scary.
I don't want to do it anymore.
Mission accomplished. Okay, got my way.
All right.
It's when you think you're done, but you only just begun.
Now I'm thinking there's a song. Now I'm thinking there's a song there, wasn't there?
She's like, I just told you. What more do you want to know?
Holy Karen Carpenter.
You've only just begun. Do, 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 do.
All right. So bloopers galore. All right. We hope you're chuckling. And we just thought we wanted to wrap things up here with you. We have had a fantastic time working together.
Fantastic.
And working. Yeah. And knowing that you're out there, the people are out there and are listening to this, we get, feedback all the time, and it always surprises us because, for me, it was always the intention of, hey, what works for you, the people that take time to listen to us, and these great perspectives shared by kids under the age of 12. And so I just want to say, firstly, for me, thank you for your valuable time and interest and feedback. And it meant a lot to me and Kathryn, and it kept making us go forward and finding more kids to help share their perspectives with all of us and all of you. So Really.
Yeah, and this is really all about connection, I think, that's how Joe and I started it. We wanted to bring that simplicity into our lives, and we wanted to create connection. Joe and I have a great connection, so it started there, and we realized that we wanted to have that connection with all of you. So we really do appreciate that feedback. I think you're right, Joe, and absolutely what you say is that it kept us moving forward, and yeah, it just kind of confirms or affirms, what we're all about.
Absolutely. And so at this point, it's really important for us to make an announcement. If you've stuck with us this long through the highlights and the bloopers, we are now ending the show. What's Here Now, Kid is wrapping it up after a successful season, 20 episodes with the highlight reel. And it's been fabulous. We're not going away, are we?
We aren't.
Yeah, so we've got something new that we're cooking up. A lot of more of the same, and some new and different things too. And so that is on its way for 2019. We are actively working on it right now, and we invite you to watch for the promotions and stick with us, because we think this is going to be even more fun and more enlightening, we hope.
Yeah, there's going to be a slightly new twist to what we do and how we do it. It's more the same. Like I said, Joe and I get together because we just love hanging out, and people tend to like what we have to say. Sometimes we don't know why, but and so we're going to bring. We're going to bring more of that, more of this. What is this true essence of life that we want to live, and how do we get closer and closer to living it, and just be present in the moment, and create a more joyful life for ourselves and for the people around us. So if that interests you and you like what we've had to say, stick with us. Come back and see us in 2019, and we will get started with it.
Hey, Kathryn, where do they find us?
We are at whatsherenowkid.com.
Whatsherenowkid.com. It gets better every time you say it.
I know, doesn't it? It's just cool.
And I'm Joe Shum. I'm a success coach with Soul Patch Hippo. Be big, be cool, be hippo.
And I'm Kathryn Sable. I am a coach as well, and I inspire entrepreneurs to do epic shit.
Yeah.